So we always talk every year several times about the Cadillac area and Lake Mitchell and Lake Cadillac up and also in Lake City and Lake Missaukee. Well, Hugh Musel has sent us a couple really awesome reports this year, and he was just there this past weekend, had some awesome success, as you see when the pictures go through, really nice sized crappie, and kind of the same type of a scenario. When Heath got there on Saturday, and say fished Saturday and Sunday, when he got there Saturday morning, he said he set up and they kind of really did the swing and a miss game until about 2:30 in the afternoon, moving from different spots that they've had on their GPS of old weed beds that, you know, might hold fish here late in the season. And they just couldn't come into anything, and it just seemed like they went to their best spot from their memories, you know, of where crappie were biting here in late February, early March from previous years. And again, not much action. So they just stayed put, and that seemed to be the key. He said that they started to see a few fish coming in at 3:30ish, and about 4 o'clock the dinner bell rang, and he said there was fish all over the place. So my thoughts on that, and probably Heath's thoughts are the same, is that these fish later in the winter are suspending out away from the structure in just open, nondescript water. They're nowhere by the feeding area. They're maybe 100, 200, 300 yards off in deeper water, out over deeper water, suspended. And then as they get ready to feed late in the day, they go ahead and swim into the areas where they're going to find what they're feeding on. And I think that's exactly what happened. When Heath gave me this report, I thought about this is so classic. That's kind of what happens with game fish during open water season too, where they swim from a suspended state into a shoreline break or a piece of structure that whether they're feeding on minnows or crayfish, depending on your species. That seems to be the same thing happening here late season. And he said he got into some beautiful fish. Everything was over 12 inches. Lots of them they were catching. And it just seemed like it wasn't that the fish were, it was that the fish weren't there and they weren't biting. So the tip on this report is that once you identify those classic feeding areas, don't abandon them. Be patient and sit on them. You're going to get that morning bite. And Heath didn't have it. He was driving in transit, so he didn't get that first 7 o'clock, 7:30 morning bite till 10 o'clock. By the time he got to the lake at 10:30, that morning bite was done and those fish had already moved off his classic spot. So as he worked around the areas where he normally catches fish, he wasn't seeing them because they weren't there, because they had actually swam away. And they weren't in a feeding mood, they were suspending somewhere. So remember that when you're setting up on spots where you know have been productive in the past, sometimes it's just smart to just wait them out. Just be patient, and the fish will probably likely come back through. Heath did say that he talked to the DNR guys up there on Mitchell, and they said they were seeing lots of nice walleyes. He had been on the lake pretty much all day from morning until when he chatted with Heath late in the afternoon, and that he saw a lot of walleyes laying on the ice and in people's buckets from that morning bite. So good sign for this upcoming spring and also the rest of this ice fishing season, guys. Cadillac has got a buttload of ice, so you don't have to worry about safe ice for several weeks here on Lake Cadillac. This would be a great option for you to get out there, experience some always active crappie, big bluegill, and walleye during the month of March up there in the Greater Cadillac region.
Make loading and unloading your boat easy with the Dorado Catch and Release Automatic Boat Latch. Load with ease. Simply drive on the trailer and the Dorado will automatically latch to your bow eye. A hard plastic liner protects your boat. For launching, back your boat in, pull the release lever, and away you go. For roller or bunk trailers, the Dorado is quick and easy to install and works with most V-hull boats. Spend less time at the landing and more time fishing. The Dorado Catch and Release Automatic Boat Latch. Online at DoradoProducts.com.
So hey guys, we got an awesome preview to open water. We're talking right now about Monroe, the Greater Monroe area, Michigan waters of Lake Erie. We're standing here at Donk Outdoors, my favorite place right off La Pleasance Road right here in Monroe. Dave and Aaron have a great shop filled with custom crankbaits, and that's basically what Dave and Aaron and the whole staff does this time of year is get ready for and sell custom crankbaits that work so well on Lake Erie. So let's talk about that. Now, we've had warming temperatures all week long. The ice is breaking up, it's flowing through. If you look at satellite views, it's flowing from St. Clair through the Detroit River and on out into Lake Erie. Once it hits Lake Erie, when you get several of these bright sunny days up in the high 40s and 50s, it doesn't take long to get rid of that ice. A couple of windy days, it breaks it all up like a blender, and before you know it, we're going to be open water fishing. So a couple tips. A lot of people don't always know that the Detroit River is not the first thing to go here in the Lake Erie Western Basin. It's actually the lake. The lake there out of Sterling State Park and Bowles Harbor and Brest Bay, those areas actually fire before the river fires. Those fish are staging from the winter in shallow water in these areas, waiting for Mother Nature and the warming water to send them up into the Detroit River to spawn. There's also a good percentage of fish that don't go up the Detroit River and spawn. They actually spawn right on the hard bottoms of the lake itself. And that's one of the reasons catching fish here in the greater Monroe area starts immediately on ice out. Now, what works really good? Big crankbaits, big custom colored crankbaits. Let's just be straightforward. That's the best bait I know for early season. Whether it's P10s, run slow, bandits run slow, the Walleye Nation Creation Deep Reapers run slow, and what you're going to want to do is target depths less than 20 feet. I've been known to go all the way up into 8 and 9 feet of water short lining these baits, 10, 15 feet off my boards, and done very, very well on big fish. One of the things you're going to want to do is look at your water clarity and pick your bait colors to the water clarity. You're always going to be going slow. I'd say 1.2, 1.3 is going to be a normal speed from ice out up to the spawn. When I say pick your baits out on water clarity, it's because you're going to have some dingy water after post ice, and that means you're going to want real high contrast colors, oranges on chromes and golds and reds and Wonder Bread colors, white with red or black. Those really work great. There's another awesome thing that the guys here at Domco Outdoors do here in the greater Monroe area, and that's they have a spring bash tournament. Now the spring bash tournament is something you have to sign up to do. So get on domcaoutdoors.com and click on the spring bash link, fill out the information. If you're paying by credit card, it's an extra couple bucks, but it's a $50 entry fee, and all the money is redistributed among the winning anglers. And it's a big fish tournament primarily, and there is literally tons of people signed up. So this is going to end up being a big cash prize to several people, however far they pay down. What I like about it is it just kind of makes my trips to Monroe more fun, because I know I'm in the spring bash at Domco Outdoors, and I'm always got that chance of winning a bunch of money, along with catching a bunch of fish and taking fillets home to my family. That spring bash just kind of adds a little different flavor to it. So get on Domco Outdoors website, sign up for the spring bash. Make sure you've got your crankbait box all restocked from last season. Your boat's ready to go. The launches are going to be open, I would say, by the end of next week. The docks are going to be in at Sterling State Park. Get yourself to Monroe, Michigan, but best of all, get yourself to Lake Erie, the greatest walleye fishery on earth.
Thinking about buying a new boat or UTV for next summer? Be ready now and order your 2022 model early and beat the crowd. Ordering right now will save you money and the hassle when 10 other people want the boat you want that's in stock. It's never been easier to order early and get the pontoon or UTV that you want at Lakeside Motorsports Mikasa and Nelson Speed Shop in Greenville. With over 36 name brand manufacturers to choose from, top-notch service department, and a state-of-the-art service facility, why go anywhere else? Be ready. Order your 2022 now.